Hello, everyone. It's me, Sarah Cahias. I am here to talk you through our team call for April 2018. So let's get started. I'll share my screen and walk you through a couple of helpful tips with Zoom first. And that way you know exactly how to log in and access these events when we get to them. And then we'll dive right into all the topics of conversation tonight. If you are chiming in live, please chat with me. That means comment, ask your questions as we go, and at the very end, I will get to all of your questions that are posted. If you're not chiming in live, feel free to comment below this post so that I can answer any of your questions and make sure that we're all on the same page for all the discussion topics. All right, let me share my screen and let's get going. Okay, so first things first, I want to make sure that I am out of the way, and I want to show you our business group. This group is where you're going to access our team calls every time we have one, which are typically quarterly, and then we have gatherings every so often at other times of the year. Currently, right now, our next event that is coming up is from doTERRA themselves on April 14th. This is for product education from the executives of doTERRA, and I will get further into some of these events as we go through the rest of our conversation. But I want to show you, let's scroll down to team call. This next one is going to be June 27th. At least that is tentative for now. Go ahead and mark your calendars just in case. But I find that 5:30 p.m. has seemed to work for people on Wednesdays. If there is a different day of the week that seems to work better, please comment, and then we'll take the majority so that we can all actually participate and get to know each other online, even if we're not face-to-face. Let's click in here so that you can see a little bit more about how this is going to work. If you go to zoom.us, you can get a free online chat account so that you can attend these classes online and host your own for free for 1 hour. Now, if you decide that you need more than 1 hour for a full group, then that means you would have to pay $14.99 a month, which is very reasonable if you're doing them all the time. So if you scroll down into this event, you notice that our first recording did not work out this evening, which is why I'm doing one right now. What I'll do anytime we do a team call through Zoom is I'm going to post the link a couple moments before our event so that you have a fresh link to get into our event. Then all you have to do is click on this. If it does require an ID number, this is the number at the very end of that link that you would enter in order to get into our discussion. All right, let's go ahead, and I want to stop sharing for one moment, and I want to just say hi before we dive right in, because we're going to go through a lot of different topics. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about how our upline works with us, how we can get connected with them, and then we're going to dive straight into the heart of who we are and how we operate with our customers. We're going to talk a little bit about classes and how to present ourselves and what kind of conversations to have and not have when we're doing classes and events. And then we're also going to talk a lot about commissions, because doTERRA is uniquely different from most other companies in that they have a commission plan that was specifically chosen and kind of like a la carte chosen around so that we make the most money out of the way that they operate. So without further ado, I'll share my screen again, and that way you can see everything that's happening within my PowerPoint slide. Let's get going. Team call, April 2018. All right, here we go. Let's meet our upline. All right, our beautiful Amy Schroer, who is soon to be mom of 4. Her group is Oil Me Crazy, and she is a good friend of mine. She and her husband are in ministry at Calvary Chapel of Melbourne, and just a delight and an encourager by heart. Then we go on to Jackie Everington, who is from Joe Jack Essentials, and her husband and son, both called Joey, just an amazing little family, and I love working with her and Amy together. Wendy Berry is the lady who started it all here in Melbourne for us with her team Naturally Spoiled, and it's just a delight every time I get to spend time with Wendy and Ken. They're just a wonderful married couple working together in this business to help people and to help all of us who are in the business. Then we go on to Arla Leans. She's one of our diamond leaders that has a wonderful group on Facebook for encouragements and giveaways. So you can go to her group on Facebook called Sage's Den. And then finally, our presidential diamond that's closest to us, that's Brianne Hovey with her team, Essential Oil Revolution, or EO Revolution. She's just an amazing woman who is doing online classes and education and encouragement sessions for all of us that are within her team, even if we've never met her face to face. So it's always nice to have these amazing people who pour into us. And always remember that when people come before us, they went through the same things as we are, and maybe not identical, but very similar. We all are going to face the same challenges and the same things because we're real people. We strive to do our greatest, and we always learn from our experiences. And of course, we will not be perfect leaders, but we will all bring our gifts and our talents in a very unique way so that we can use them together to strengthen each other and to help other people and to help each other accomplish things and to gain knowledge and confidence. So definitely use these people and use myself and their sites to gain more knowledge and grow your confidence, because we're all learning every single day. And so we want you to share what you're learning too. Let's dive a little deeper into how we get to know our uplines and how do we access that kind of contact information, just in case we would like to either fill out an exceptions form if we need to make a big team transfer, which I can talk about in a different session, or because, you know what, we know Jackie and I lost her phone number, or I just want to email her something, but I don't seem to have it on hand. Well, you can access your upline by going to your account at doTERRA.com, go to your back office under your name, and then click on Team tab at the top. On the left-hand side, under My Business, you're going to see Upline Listing. And then you'll get this list, which I've only highlighted the ones that I've pictured, because obviously there's a lot more in our family tree. But I did not include all of them because either they are not necessarily someone I'm connected to directly, or because I have not gotten connected yet. Now you can see from this that doTERRA does not block anyone from being able to exceed someone who came before them in accomplishments. So you can see right now that we are in a team tree where we have gold leaders, then blue diamond, and then we go back to a gold, diamond, blue diamond, silver. So you can see that some people who may have registered and gotten their accounts early may not even have pushed as hard or been able to do their business to the level that others who got involved a little bit later were able to. Now, this is where Brianne is. That is her line right there. And so we are all a part of that Hovey team. If anyone ever asks you who your presidential diamond is, Brianne Hovey is her name. All right, let's talk about a little bit more of what the heart of your business is. When we present ourselves, let's look at this quote really quick. Your smile is your logo. Your personality is your business card. How you leave others feeling after an experience with you is your trademark. I love this quote because I find that it is really important in how we present ourselves. Now, we don't always have to be perfect, obviously. We need to be real people. But when we present ourselves as an educator, as a professional, as someone that others should trust with the information we're about to share for health issues and support, it is important that we present ourselves in that manner that shows that we're ready to help them. So sometimes that means for me that I've just got to pull myself together and only share my problems with those who are closest to me, and then take on some of that responsibility for someone else. I do find that within this business, a little bit of being a counselor comes into play. And so when we are pouring out ourselves into others, sometimes it needs to be that encouraging part of us. The relatable part and the empathy part also come into play. But just remember, be prepared. Present yourself in a way that shows you are ready to help the person in need. Let's look at what your strengths are. Please go to the Gallup test. And this is something that is going to help you figure out your 5 strengths at the very top to help you get started with how to operate your business, how to be a leader. So this is a $20 test, $19.99. I highly recommend it. You can, of course, go a little bit deeper, maybe with your top 10 gifts and get a little bit more mentoring on how to use them. But I suggest just starting with this one and see what your top 5 are to get started. Now, You're developing your why as you do your business. This is an ongoing process, but at the very beginning of developing your why, I want you to know what your purpose is. My purpose of getting started was because I've had health issues. I have family members who have had and still have major health issues. I've seen a lot of people sick in my life, and I don't think that it should happen that people need to be sick the way that they are. I think they should have access to natural options that actually work. And I don't think that they should be concerned for using a natural product. So it should be given with an educator's heart. Now, that is the long-term purpose of why I am doing this as a business. I started using the products of almost 5 years ago, but I am doing the business for only about a year and a half. And it started not necessarily because I wanted the business, but because I was encouraged by Sweet Amy Schroer, because I was so passionate about helping people with their health anyway. I had been a birth coach, a natural birth coach, for about 7 years. I had taken care of people in their weddings for 13 years. I had run a children's ministry and supported so many different people and mentored so many different people that I was already an educator. But now, combining that passion for people being healthy with natural options and that part of me that is a natural teacher, it turned into the purpose of why I'm doing this. If we get into the knowing your current, why I need to grow my business, those types of goals, then you'll be able to better care for people and gain some momentum as you grow your business. Why do I need to grow my business right now? Well, without saying specifics, because I don't want my husband to hear them, I am planning something for his 40th birthday at the end of this year, and I want to do that with my own income. I would love to be able to surprise him with something for his 40th that he didn't even have to know about. So that is my short-term why, so that by the end of 2018, I will be able to bless my husband in a way that he won't even expect. All right, back to our Facebook group really quick. If we look at this, I need you guys to please make sure your notifications are turned on. Don't miss any posts because there's education in every single one of them. Sometimes it's difficult for me to be able to text everyone because we have a growing team, and to personally reach out to you guys in the depth that I would really love to. So I am going to post the majority of our communications and discussions within this group. That way everyone has access to it, and then you can scroll through it anytime to find your education, and then you can comment there so that we can all join in together for those discussions and grow and learn together. You can also find connections to some of the groups that we just mentioned from our uplines, including Sage's Den and Naturally Spoiled. Other groups such as Joe Jack Essentials and Oil Me Crazy are also there, and also Live Naturally Systems from Dana Moore, How to Reach the Other 96% from Jody Hoffman. There's a lot of other connection groups that you can get to through this page. The other thing is, of course, looking at the events, because we constantly have events, as we already started seeing with our team calls and some of the others. I'm going to do more and more of that posting in here so that you can see what's coming up, and that way you can plan ahead with your teams and your calendars. Keep those business calendars open and ready and balance them with your family life. The next step is your files. Your files in here are going to have some documents such as your direct deposit form, which if you have not done that, please do. Print it out, fill it out, mail it in. That way you get your paychecks directly deposited into your bank account and save that shipping cost for the mail. They are incentivizing us to not use the paper by costing us more to send a check via snail mail. So definitely do a digital load to your bank account through the direct deposit form. Other forms may include the exceptions form, wellness advocate applications, as well as even just wholesale customer applications, so that you can print those out and have those ready for classes. So search your files. If you see that you need one, maybe do a Google search or do a doTERRA.com search. And if you find one you love, feel free to share it within the group. Just share the link, and then I can add it to our files later. All right, other things, please mark your calendars. There's constantly things happening, so we want to stay on the same page. And if you notice an event coming up that I have not posted, please post it for me. I would love to have you guys share what you're finding. All right, here we are. Plan, plan, and do. This is the list of events that we're doing. Our team call that was supposed to happen earlier tonight, which did, but didn't get recorded. I apologize. And then, of course, Saturday, April 14th for our product education in Orlando. And then we have one more slot available for our April 21st at Lucky's Market on 192 in Melbourne, where they're doing an anniversary party of their grand opening. So this is going to give us an opportunity to have a cart in the center of their store to help people get their doTERRA account started, get these products into their hands and let them try them. And what I'd like to do is have each shift have one team of at least 2 or 3 people who are from the same leg to meet and greet people and to share their experiences with them. Now, with the Lucky's event, I don't need you to just RSVP and say you're going. I need you to actually select a shift. It is first come, first serve. So if you select the shift in the morning, then the next team is not going to be able to select that once there's 2 people in that slot. The first 2 people from a team to select that shift will get that shift. So don't delay. You can even pause this here and go get that slot and then come back to this video. All right, let's resume with Saturday, June 16th. This is the day before Father's Day, I believe. So this is our Wellness Summit at the Hilton Rialto. This one is actually a really reasonable price. I believe it's only $10 to be able to go. And this one is going to give you an overview of how to educate people in the company and also with the products. So this is going to be a great time for you to learn from other leaders. Wednesday, September 19th, my birthday, kicks off our global convention. This is going to be an amazing event of education, doTERRA science, and the release of new products. If you did not get to register, it is sold out. So you might want to post in Naturally Spoiled Builders and request tickets if people are unable to go, if you can purchase one from someone else. And you can also comment in other groups as well and say, hey, I'm looking for a ticket, I really want to go. Or you can also look out for the online access, which was available last year for about $50. I'm not sure if they're bringing it back yet. We have not heard, but I'm hoping that they do. So be on the lookout for that, and I'll post it as soon as I find something. Our final thing for the year so far, more will be added, but so far I wanted to give you a really big, long heads up that December 21st, the kickoff of winter, that is actually the first day of winter, we're going to do a winter celebration. Within our team, we have people who celebrate Hanukkah and Christmas, don't celebrate Christmas. So I figured this is just going to be a winter celebration, just to enjoy us as a team. You can bring your customers, you can bring people who are not members yet, just to celebrate with one another. I'm asking you all to RSVP that you would like to be a part of this event so that we can all plan together what type of event we want this to be, and also so I can plan for the size of venue that we might need. Beyond that, make sure you're planning classes and one-on-ones. Whichever you're comfortable with right now, go for it. Don't let fear hold you back from going for it. Make sure you're holding trainings for your customers as well. You're going to have to balance a little bit of the reaching out to new members as well as continued education for your current members. This can include make and takes with their own oils, the ones that they've already purchased through their kits or with ongoing LRPs, and also account overviews, because as many of you know, sometimes getting our account figured out can sometimes be more beneficial if we have somebody sitting there who already knows how to do that. So get in there and help them feel confident to use their accounts, use the loyalty rewards program, and find new products that they would want to use. Don't be shy of online and public venue events either. Now you can go to EssentialOilsAcademy.com, all hyphenated, and they have online classes ready to use. I can post that link if you're interested. Just comment below or send it in the chat so that I can show you some of the classes that I have used, as well as give you a link so that it gives you access to my own affiliate group. Then we can go to working on these online classes together. Make sure you're sticking to a budget because some of these events do get a little bit more pricey, and work as a team. You're going to want to stick with probably your own personal team of the people in the same leg, because splitting the enrollments between two different legs can sometimes be a little confusing. So try to keep it within one team for each event, but definitely post if you need a cross line to help you out. You can always come up with a system to share those enrollments and products that you sell. Partner up with me or other leaders in order to do this, because it is always easier when you have more than one person at a table, or even hosting an online class just to keep track of conversations. All right, remember this phrase: this is your business. Don't wait for someone to grow it for you. You are in control of this. If this is a hobby, then you won't necessarily make money. You'll be enjoying a little bit of the aspect. You might make a little bit of cash back. But if this is your business, take it by the horns and run with it. You come up with your own ideas. You make new pathways when another one closes. This is your business. Don't wait for another builder to come along to run it for you. Run your business. This on the left-hand page, Start Naturally, comes from the Live Naturally system by Dana Moore and her team, and it is a great checklist of how to get started. If you want more information on this, you can go to livenaturallytools.com, and under their download section, this is their business guide as a business overview. And what they suggest is 4 classes in a week in order to jumpstart your business. And in order to do this, they have you create a names list of 100 people. That 100 names list, I like to think of as a prayer list. I pray for every single person that I've ever put on my list and continue to put on my list, because they need individual care. Each person is looking to take care of their families or their own health in a very specific way. And it's more beneficial if they have something personal than if they have just a mass invitation. So I like to pray over it and reach out to them individually, even if I am hosting a class. And I will always remember that when and if God wants to bring that person to me, with my consistent, helpful work, then He will bear the fruit. So please keep that in mind. Don't be discouraged when somebody says no or ignores you, because when and if God wants to bring that person to you, and you've been consistent with follow-up and consistent with encouraging those people, then God will bear fruit. The way that we can create a names list is we can look at Franks: friends, relatives, acquaintances, neighbors, kids' parents, social groups, and media. And you could also think about your community. What doctor or dentist or vet are you going to? What restaurants do you know people that work there? Are you maybe friendly with your local Publix bagger? Think of all the people in your life. Don't exclude any. Let people make up their own minds about what they want to do. Don't exclude anyone from your lists. This is a process of continued growth. So if you are doing essential oil classes, whether one-on-one or group, online or in person, you're going to start getting enrollments. They might trickle in, they might come in floods, but whichever way they do, they will come in when you're consistent with education and with sharing these amazing products. From the enrollments, I always encourage my people to do what I do and meet with that person when their kit comes in, and bring them either a spray bottle or an empty roller bottle that they can make with their new oils with your assistance. And then you walk them through the use of their account so that they know how to log in and they know how to place an LRP order. And that way they can access more of the products that they may not have heard about from the original class or where they originally enrolled. Sometimes this means introducing them to the On Guard lineup, because this has all the cleaning products and the things that can help fight off sicknesses. The other side of it might be the spa line and facial systems and body wash, because people want to care for themselves with natural products that aren't going to be harmful. So that's the membership overview, is to make sure that they know that they have access to you and they have access to using something that could be overwhelming without your help, but it's a little bit easier because you're there. The next step might be hosting classes from them, but somebody is going to spring up eventually that is going to want to know what you do and whether or not they could do it too. Because obviously, if you love your job, someone is going to see that and they're going to resonate with that. That is how you're going to find committed builders. So you can always share a business overview with someone who is willing to talk to you about your job. So be ready to do essential oil classes for your committed builders until they feel comfortable to do so. You know that I'm here for you to do that, so don't be shy. Let me know when you have classes and we will plan things together so that I can teach for as often as you need me to until you feel comfortable doing it on your own. And do that for your builders too, and then this cycle will go around in circles and we will create a team that really works together and has a heart of unification the way doTERRA wants us to. What if someone says they will do something, but then they don't follow through? Move on. It's okay. Follow up as a loving friend and to help them as a customer, but don't slow down your business because someone else doesn't follow through. There's no excuse for your business failing unless you have made poor choices or you have given up. So don't give up. Keep going through and keep reaching out to other people you can care for. The people who don't follow through with what they say might need some personal prayer. Who knows what has sprung up in their life or with their finances, with their marriage, with their children, with other things in their lives. So pray for them, reach out to them as a friend, and make sure that you continue to follow up and see how you may help them. But you don't have to put any pressure on it. This is still your business. Run your business and then take care of that person as a friend. What do I do when no one shows up to class? Well, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into classes in just a moment, but I want you to celebrate the person who hosted that class, even if it's yourself. At that moment, if no one shows up that was invited to the class except for the host, then you turn that into a one-on-one and help your host with any questions about the products, about their accounts, or what it could mean to be a sponsor to educate others as a wellness advocate. This is a great chance for you to pour into that person so they feel cared for and feel more confident to use the products that you are about to teach everyone about. And always never consider this a waste of time because it can discourage the purpose of why you're doing this, but it shouldn't, because your purpose is stronger than one class. Your purpose is stronger than just 5 people not showing up and talking to you about it. Your purpose is to help people. And if that one person is there, even if that one person is your mom, then take care of your mom. All right, days, weeks, months, and seasons of new enrollments, growing current customers, developing leaders, and personal growth all can work simultaneously, or they can all happen individually. So just see what your day is going with and go with it. Go with the flow of it, because every single part of this is a necessary step for personal and business growth. You need seasons where you're just pouring into customers and helping them understand their products. You need new enrollments at different seasons to add to your family tree. You need to help your leaders at different times. You need to grow personally. Sometimes you just need to have a breath and just say, I'm going to watch a YouTube video and teach myself something. So go with every season, and when they strike you simultaneously, take a deep breath and dive right in, because it really will invigorate you to see just how much you can accomplish when you're busy. This is an ongoing and strengthening process and practice, because we never develop muscle unless we work out. And the more you work out your business, the stronger you'll get and the more confident you'll get in how you are supposed to run your business. Here is one of those class videos that I have shared a number of times. It is called 6 Things to Never Say at a Class. You can find it on YouTube. The link is at the bottom right corner. And here are the 6 things. I wonder why nobody came. We already kind of touched on this, but don't say that in front of guests. Whether you have 1 person or 4 people and maybe you invited 20, I wonder why nobody came, really discourages the people who did show up. Rather, be encouraged and love on those people and make them feel incredibly valuable because they did show up. Pour into those people. Man, the other people are going to miss out because now I get to give you guys more stuff and more attention because it's just us. Number 2, I'm here because I was asked to be here. Well, that might be true, But don't make it an obligation. Make it a joy to be with these people and to share what you know. This is an opportunity for you to reach out to other people and to get more experience so that you can really feel confident in who you're becoming as a teacher. Number 3, I don't really know anything about essential oils. Well, you know more than most people in that room, and sometimes all it takes is for you to pass one bottle of oil around for them to smell while you read its benefits from a book. And then you pass that around another oil and read its benefits from a book. And then at the very end of it, you say, here's a form. If you happen to know any of those oils would help you, then write them down and I'll help you select a kit, and then fill out your form so we can get your wholesale account started. But you do know something about essential oils. And if you want to be real with people, then you can say, I'm so excited to learn with you today because I am just getting started. But what I do know has gotten me so excited to share this stuff with you today. Number 4, these oils can heal, prevent, or cure. This is the language that we also disclaim on all of our products, on parts of our website, and pretty much every product page, because we are not allowed to say that they heal, prevent, or cure. What we can say is that they support the body to heal, prevent, and cure itself, because it is a supportive system for our bodies. This is a nutritional supplemental type of thing rather than something that is going to jumpstart the healing process in the synthetic medication form. So no, they don't heal, prevent, and cure, but yes, they do support for those things. The oils are expensive. Oh man, this is one where I've heard so many people say this, and until you truly fall in love with these products and realize their value, you might even think this. I know I did, and I questioned it a couple of times where I went, why am I not using a cheaper product? And then I realized what they're made of, and then I realized how differently they smell and how badly my skin would react to them because they're not for internal use, but that means that our organ, our skin, being the largest organ of our body, is still taking those things internally. So please be careful. The oils are the value of the farmers and of the products that are provided. They are valuable medicinal quality products, so never undervalue them. Number 6, you don't need to buy anything. Don't feel obligated. Oh, let me go back. Sorry, guys. Don't feel obligated to buy anything. Just go ahead and you can come without purchasing anything. Don't tell people that. You've just made up their mind. And what is the point of them coming if they're not allowed to buy anything or they don't have to buy anything? Rather, let them know this is going to be a chance for you to go shopping and to save 25% on products that I absolutely love and I know would help your health and your family. I know you've been saying that you haven't slept well lately or you've got some muscle cramps, so remind me when you get there and I'll give you a sample of some lavender, some serenity to help you with your sleep. Or I'll put some deep blue on your shoulder so you can see if that's the right thing for your muscle aches. Try these products on people and let them experience them for themselves. Don't make up anybody's mind for them. The next thing is from a wonderful lady, Vanessa from Australia. I absolutely adore this woman's heart. She is such a mentor and such a joy. Her presentation walks you through an actual class. So if you can watch this one on YouTube, it's about 35 minutes, I believe, and it's worth it. It is going to give you an explanation of class structure and process as you watch it. So first she welcomes everybody in, and then she says something like, I'm excited to be here, and she gives a little description about how she got involved with doTERRA, and then she jumps straight in, and she says the sheet that you have, which is their class handout and outline, you can write all over it. Take notes of the oils and products that you want. And then when you begin your wholesale account at the end of our time together, we'll be able to show you how to use those products. Number 5 is where we are. And this is another chance for you to say your new wholesale account. Because the more you say that, the more people know that there's no fear and they don't have to hide and they don't have to pretend that they're not interested. You're just flat out telling them this is your chance to purchase. We're going to be real and we're going to be honest that this is a shopping day for people to get their new wholesale account so they can begin it today. And then they will get help for their health and their home for 25% off all year. Number 6, this means they can start their wholesale account, which makes them eligible for even free gifts. And then, of course, at the end of class, you can speak with each person individually to help them start their accounts, make sure their papers are filled out appropriately, and then say something like, I'm here to help you along the way. You're getting me as well as your account today. What day looks good for us to get together to make things with your new kit of oils? I'll bring a beginner's guide that has an A to Z oil reference and recipes, maybe even a spray bottle, and we'll make something together. Get something on the calendar for when their kit comes in so that their box doesn't intimidate them when they look at it. They might wonder, just like I did and like so many of others, when they're looking at their kits, what do I do with this stuff? So don't let them wonder for too long. Get with them and help them through it. Go through that membership overview. All right, closing a class. This is another helpful video that I've showed a number of times. What are you working on is one of the first questions you can ask when you go around for those individual closing part of the class. So when they have their handout, you've already told them to write all over it, write down the products that they're interested in. So you can go up to them and you can even say, what are you working on? What oils did you write down earlier? And then they'll start to describe what they're trying to fix in their health. And then you can say, well, how serious are you about addressing these issues right now? And based on their level of seriousness, you might even be able to just simply say, well, if I were you, I would get, and then you can suggest a kit for them to purchase. Make sure you know your kits. Or you can say, I recommend starting with this particular kit. Say it in your own words, but it is a recommendation and it is something to help steer them toward things that could help with those issues they've already mentioned, or to help them get the majority of the oils they've listed within a kit so that they're saving money on it. Any oils that they may have listed that do not come in a kit, you can put those on their wish list for their LRP for the following month. If they still need help after you've asked these 3 questions and then left them time to fill out their form, and maybe they haven't filled out their form by the next time you come around, you can start asking other questions. What factors are playing into this decision today for you? Someone may say it's finances. Maybe I need to talk to my husband when I get home, but that'll at least put it into a perspective for you. And then you can say, well, what questions can I answer to help you further make that decision? And this will give you a guidance aspect so that you know whether or not today is the day, or if you need to set up an appointment with them for further questions and help, maybe even with their husband or their spouse at home. Number 6, this would be the final question before you're able to just say, I'm here to help you whenever it's right for you. You say, what do you think is the next best step for you? This is their budget and this is their health. These are two very personal things. So we never put pressure on people to make that decision. We provide support. We are here to help them with their journeys and not to overwhelm them. So don't take into consideration just that you need to make a sale or get a new enrollment. If you're in this just for the money, I would suggest checking your heart, because a lot of the stuff that we are doing is caring for the people that God brings us when He brings them to us. And a lot of people are hurting, whether it's emotionally, spiritually, or physically. And when we start bombarding their bank accounts as well, it can really cause us as a person and us as a company to take a place of disdain in that person's life. And we don't need to add that kind of stress to them. We need to be a relief for that. All right, let's talk about compensation. All right, this amazing woman, Emily Wright, has a wonderful video on YouTube so that you can listen to the heart of why they chose a Unilevel compensation plan versus a binary compensation plan. You can see what that means even on doTERRA's website. There is that link right there, doTERRA.com, going to the Building Comparing Compensation Plans. This will tell you why doTERRA actually chose to do the Unilevel process, because it is more sustainable long term. But in addition to a Unilevel program, they added in things like Fast Start, which is going to pay you weekly for your new enrollments. And it's not just going to pay you for the ones you make, it's also going to pay you for the ones that your enrolled members are able to enroll, and their enrolled members are able to enroll. So you're going to make that on 3 different levels, and you're going to make it for the first 60 days of someone's new account. So the next things would be monthly paychecks on the 15th, including Unilevel, which goes from 2% to 7%, starting at the top and getting higher in percentage as you get deeper and wider in your foundation. Now, the structural bonus is your power of 3. This is the way doTERRA is going to coach you through that process of structuring your team in a way that makes sense for long-term sustainability. Ranking to leadership levels such as Premier and Silver is going to give you an empowerment bonus, anywhere from $150 to $600 depending on your rank and depending on your Unilevel and volume for that month. The next one, number 5, is your Unity of Leaders leadership pools. This reduces the competition between advocates and builds support because we're able to share ideas with each other. The leadership pool of silvers comes together so that we can start working together on supporting our builders. So they always encourage the unity of each team and each tree, as well as the entire company as a whole. There's no competition when you're all able to make money in that pool off of everyone's overall volume. The final way is, of course, retail, but this is really less effective for your customers and, of course, less sustainable for you, but it is, and it's going to be a lot more team effort to care for all your customers this way. Plus, really, your customers are not going to be happy with you if you stick them with retail for a long term, just to make your 25% when they are missing out on that discount. So retail is sometimes just the way to introduce someone to it when they're not really sure whether or not the products will work, and then later on help them get their membership. Let's dig a little deeper into Unilevel. The one thing that I posted recently on our business group was about how a sponsor of one level can make 2% of only their first line when they spend 50 PV. This does not have to be something from a 100 PV standpoint, but that also means that they will not make a fast start bonus. This means that they will not be able to build a power of 3 bonus. That begins when we go to the next levels. All of the next levels have a 100 PV so that you can earn fast start, so that you can earn power of 3, which we'll dig into soon, and so that you can make additional commissions on more levels. The next part of this is dynamic compression, which means that if one particular level, say this level 2 right here, ends up not purchasing 50 PV that month, well, then the level 3 person would bump into that slot and you would still make 3% of that person and 2% of this one, as long as they're the ones purchasing 50 PV, which is why we tell you to grow your team deep, because anytime someone misses out on spending 50 PV, then you would get that dynamic compression in your Unilevel paycheck and still make the money that you're owed. The way to make your commissions, including your fast start bonuses, is to maintain 100 PV in your cart at all times. This means that even if you've made a purchase of maybe limited edition items, go back into your LRP cart and make sure that your PV that is saved until the next purchase is at least 100 PV, so that no matter what happens, if you make an enrollment or one of your builders makes an enrollment, then you will still get your fast start bonuses. Let's talk a little bit more about fast start, because this is going to go into a lot more detail. This is your blog post about building the basics of fast start on doTERRA.com. And of course, to qualify for this, you must have that 100 PV LRP order set up at all times, as we just said. But this is also the only commission that's paid out weekly. All the others are paid out monthly. So if you need something that's a little bit more fast, that's why they call it a fast start. You're going to make that 20% of your own enrollments for the first 60 days of their account being open. So it really does help to generate income at the very beginning, even if you feel like that 2% is very minimal. The next way, number 3, enrollers will earn commission up to 3 levels. 20% from anyone they enroll, then their enrollee would make 20% of someone that they enroll, and you would make 10%. And then from the third line, if somebody enrolls, then you would make the 5%. I'll get into some graphics about that in just a moment. There's no compression for this though. So if somebody misses out on their fast start bonus from enrolling someone, you don't get their 20%. You still make the 10% as long as you've got your 100 in there, but they would miss out on their fast start check. So make sure all of your builders also get their commissions and have that 100 PV in their accounts at all times. That's LRP. Now, number 5, new wellness advocates can earn fast start bonuses in their enrollment month as long as they have an LRP template of at least 100 PV set up. So if you just enrolled, but your account does not have an LRP cart set up, get that cart set up before you process an enrollment. They need to see that there's going to be an LRP purchased in the following month in order for you to qualify for that fast start bonus. But yes, you can immediately start making that income right away. Only new wellness advocates and wholesale customers count toward fast start bonuses. Retail does not qualify the enroller for that bonus. Here's some images for those of us who like some visual aids. If you look here on the left, this is the graphic that goes along with some of doTERRA's stuff. So enrollment 1 level is 20% to you, the next level would be 10% to you, and the following level will be 5% to you. And here's a graphic I found that I absolutely loved. So I enrolled Bob, and that means I'm going to make 20% of the PV that he purchased. Bob enrolls Sarah, who now Bob is going to earn 20% of her PV, and then that means I am going to make 10% of Sarah. Then Sarah enrolls a friend, Jessica. So Sarah's going to make 20%, and then Bob is going to make 10%, but I am going to make 5%. So we get paid on those 3 levels. What does that look like? Well, of 132 PV, that 20% is going to be 2640. And you can see right here what those would be. And they do add up quickly when you're getting those enrollments. All right, let's talk about reaching career salaries, because really that's what some of us need. We need a salary that's going to take over for a career that we could have. Maybe we want this to be our full-time job and not just a hobby. Well, we're going to first plan to structure our teams to get to Premier and Silver. So this means you're going to have immediately placed 2 other people who can at least be sponsors or placeholders for an eventual builder that develops within your teams. So you want these 2 people to be directly enrolled to you, and you want them to reach about 2,000 in volume or more. Then from those 2 people, you want to add a 3rd one to your line that's really going to build and become an educator as well, be a business partner with you. And those 3 people should reach 3,000 in volume each. And this is your elite right here. Okay, so right here you can have those 3 people that are at 3,000 in volume. As long as all of you are, as long as you are purchasing 100 PV, then you will qualify as silver. All right, this is when your structural bonus really comes into play, because it's going to teach you how to do this, because you're going to aim for your $50 bonus, $250 bonus, and then your $1,500 bonus. This way of structuring teaches you how to reach each of these ranks, so follow that structure. Sponsors are not necessarily educators. So if I look back, I'm going to go to my previous page. And I'm going to show you this right here. This person right here may not be an educator. This person may be placed under this person, and that means that this person, the green one, is a sponsor. But this person doesn't have to be an educator. Now, I am an educator because I teach classes, but a sponsor does not have to teach classes. So we'll get into that in just a moment. This means that they are willing to upgrade their account to be a wellness advocate to support you and to earn a little, what I call, cash back. Cash back is that 2% on 1 level when they spend 50 PV or more, or they can spend 100 PV or more and earn more Unilevel, and they can also earn a power of 3, but again, they're not able to earn a fast start unless they're purchasing that 100 PV and they make an enrollment for themselves. This means that they may even be willing to host a class periodically, but they don't necessarily want to run their own businesses. That's a good thing because not everybody's called to this business. These are very supportive customers and they can help you reach new ranks. So remember, again, this is your business. Don't wait for somebody else to grow it for you. Find sponsors that can help you grow deeper to make your Unilevel paycheck grow and help your Power of Threes grow. And all of you contribute to a great volume for rank advancement and for pay. Let's go to Power of Threes because this really is, again, your structure that is going to help you build a firm foundation for how your structure operates for residual income. This is your strategic business plan that will pay you monthly bonus just for following the recommended building structure for your customers, including your business leaders. So remember that 600 in volume and you plus 3 others purchasing 100 PV minimum through LRP are 2 requirements in order to qualify for a $50 bonus. Now, how do we do that? Well, all of the volume on one level plus your PV of at least 100 will contribute to the 600 OV or your overall volume requirement. So this whole level right here is level 1. Everyone can contribute to that. This level 1, everyone will contribute to your overall volume. The next way you qualify is by those who are purchasing through the Loyalty Rewards program, and that means there needs to be at least 3 of them under you on your first level, plus you doing 100 PV through the Loyalty Rewards program, and that means your second requirement is fulfilled so that you can qualify for a $50 bonus. Now, if you teach other levels to do that, like if each of these people do what I just did, then they will make a $50 bonus check. And if all 3 of them do it at the same month, then I would make a $250 bonus check. If each of these 9 people do that for the 27 people under them in this same tree, then I would make a $1,500 bonus. So it really is important for you to teach your team to structure according to Power of 3 in order for them to build sustainability and to get these higher bonuses. Here's how it looks when you look at one of their charts. So you can see here it says TV, team volume. I call it overall volume. Some of the new pages call it overall volume. So whatever makes sense to you, but it basically is the collective on one level that is going to contribute to that 600 in volume. And you can see how that plays out according to each level of bonus. All right. All of this being said, you're learning so much. Don't get lost in all of the learning and doing while you're doing it. Get yourself organized and get a calendar and a checklist system that works for you. I personally hang a paper calendar to keep track of everything my family does, including school and after school activities, my husband's work and travel, my work and travel, time with friends and family. And it hangs right in between my husband's and my mirror in our bathroom so that we can both see it every time we go in there. I still use a digital shared calendar on my phone for on the go because it's really easy. Plus, I use my reminders and my alarms in order to set something off so I don't miss anything. But I find that seeing it on paper is actually a great way for me to reinforce things and see how I'm doing with balancing my life. If I see my entire calendar filling up with classes and events, I know I'm ignoring my family. And I need to see that at face value, whereas sometimes our digital calendars only let us see one day at a time. Sometimes it helps to see the entire month altogether. Here's another way you can keep track of everything. This is incredibly important for you for taxes. So we are coming up on April 15th. It might be a little late for this year, but immediately start using this app. It is $6.99. It can be the very first entry into your program so that you can keep track of every expense, every mile that you do for this business. And that way you have some tax write-offs. Everything can be entered in here, including your purchases for product, because everything can be market research and everything can help you to give samples to people for future clients and customers. All right, so who are you in your business? Let's talk through about 4 different personality types. And I want you to think about what combination you might be or what individual you might be. Where do you stand right now as a business leader? Are you an emerald? Let's see what they do. The perfect gift for you, if you're an emerald, would be a new planner that has color-coded stickers. Ooh. Your systems have systems. You often say, what's the bottom line? Or maybe Excel is your playground. You're never late and you want to know all the details before you decide. Maybe you're a Ruby where you think a perfect gift is recognition. Or maybe it's a status symbol like a luxury brand. Maybe you like having that kind of quality and luxury around you. Maybe you don't like playing unless you think you can win. You naturally gravitate toward leadership and jumping into that role. You thrive off of goals and challenges. And you can't stand complacency or a lack of drive. It kind of bothers you when people can become complacent or don't do anything about it. How about Sapphire? Your perfect gift might be that you get a group experience or a game. You get some fun out of it. Maybe you believe the rules were made to be ignored, especially if they stop you from having fun. What about you love being in the limelight? You like that kind of attention and that type of recognition. Maybe your desk is a mess and maybe you're always about 10 minutes late. What about your energy? This is what I love about Sapphires is your energy is contagious. You light up a room and you spread positivity and love wherever you go. What about a Pearl? Your perfect gift might be that you like personalized gifts and you're able to show someone that you were thinking about that specific person especially. Maybe you hate confrontation. I don't know who really loves confrontation, but some people handle it a little better. You thrive on being part of something bigger than yourself. And you're likely quiet, introverted, and calm. People who know they can count on you, and sometimes they take advantage of that. Think about who you are with your business in these 4 frameworks. Go to the Gallup test and find out your 5 strengths because it will teach you something about yourself. And then think about who do you want to be? What rank do you want to be and why? Why are you doing this? Why are you thinking about pushing yourself harder in order to achieve this? Why are you doing this? It's important to understand your strengths and your whys because sometimes your why can be very overwhelming. Sometimes it can be inspiring. But when you know what your strengths are, you can better utilize those strengths to do the job at hand. All right. A life without you guys is hard to digest. I had to share that because yes, this is my business and I will run it no matter what. But I want you guys to know that I'd rather do it with you. It's a lot more fun doing a business with other people. So get your teams and let's do some things together. Get plugged in for our April 21st event. Get plugged in for some of the other things. And I'm going to stop my share so we can actually see each other again. Hi. Okay, so I'm going to say good night. Oops, I think I lost my light. Hold on one second. I'm going to put my light back on. There we go, so you can actually see me. There we go. Is that better? All right, so I am going to show you one thing really fast. Okay, here we go. This is something that I got at the leadership training for silvers and above just recently. I don't know if you can see it with the glare, but I'm going to try to get it, and I know it's backwards. This is part of the Gallup test that I've been encouraging you guys to take. That is the $20 fee. Please spend the money. It's worth it. Put it on your biz expense tracker app so you can track it for taxes next year. But the test is going to give you your top 5 strengths. And for me, the first one is connectedness. I like connecting people. I like people feeling connected. I like them being together and knowing that they are part of something bigger. I love communication. I think it's important for everyone to learn to communicate appropriately and to be able to express themselves openly and safely and to learn how to communicate with each other. I am strategic. And that came up as one of my strengths as well. I like to plan ahead. I was an event planner for a very long time, and I find that that strength kind of comes into play in order to plan things for people. And I'm learning how to do that as I go with this business. The next one is a relator. I like it when people are able to connect with each other, of course, but I like them to be able to relate to one another. So if you are feeling like you're disconnected from people, I like to be able to help you find connections with someone else. Then the last one is input. Yeah, I probably give my 2 cents quite a bit, but I love hearing your input. So please share that kind of stuff with me. If there's questions that you have about your business, please comment below so that we can all learn from the same answer. I would love to meet with you guys individually and talk to you about everything. So as we grow, that might be a little bit more sparse. So a place like this and our team calls is going to be even more important as we go. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you for giving me this time and your trust to be able to grow your businesses and to grow and learn together. I know that there's going to be a lot more questions to come, so don't be shy, guys. All right. Everyone have a wonderful, wonderful day whenever you're watching this. Evening, good rest, good morning, and have a wonderful time with your businesses and with your customers. Enjoy this process. It's going to challenge you and it's going to push you, but it's totally worth it. And I know that seeing the joy of people as they get better and as they start to experience that kind of healing that comes from just even being empowered to reach for something that they can use immediately, it's just a joy to see. It's a beautiful journey of health for everyone, including yourself. So God bless you guys. Go share the love and just start learning from your uplines, start learning from your own experiences, and start sharing them with everyone. You'll learn more when you start teaching more too. Trust me. You'll grow as you go. All right, guys. I love you. I'll talk to you later.